This is like my whole travel edition. What really makes a business expense? A lot of times we as business owners, we go to conferences, we actually should take mandated vacation so that our brains are clear as CEOs and we can activate the vision that we have for our business, make sure that we're connecting as a team with the staff. Y'all, excuse me, the people are passing by. I'm sitting on the patio as I'm getting ready for the day. And I wake up really early and I start planning out what I want to accomplish for today. I am in Punta Cana with my staff and we are just hashing it out. The best way we know how. In this, you can see the palm trees reflecting from the glass. And you know, what makes this a business expense, or what makes business expenses overall? And I wanted to give you guys the definition because, you know, at the end of the day, I get the question all the time from entrepreneurs. And the question is, can I take this off of my taxes? And, you know, I'm going to give you guys some guidance on that really quick. I'm going to give you the definition per the IRS. So just so you guys see, I have the IRS guidance up here. So y'all don't think that this is just Spiceda speaking. But it says, and this is the question that I get all the time, right? I don't know if you guys can see it good, but it says, what can I deduct? And there's guidance out there, but you need to talk to your accountant to make sure that you're writing off the right thing. But to be deductible, a business expense must be both ordinary and necessary. An ordinary expense is one that is common and accepted. Okay, and so that word is common and accepted, all right, in your industry. So is it common or is it accepted in your industry? A necessary expense is one that is helpful and appropriate in your trade or business. An expense does not have to be indispensable to be considered necessary. Even though an expense may be ordinary and necessary, you may not be allowed to deduct the expense in the year you paid or incurred it. Why? Right? So that's what leads to the ambiguity out in the market with small business owners. They're like, well, I think it's ordinary, I think it's necessary, but is it tax deductible? And I want to make sure I'm looking at the camera. And that's where the guidance come in at. And that's where I want you guys to make sure that, you know, you make sure that it's ordinary and it's necessary. And it's common. A part of it being ordinary is it common in your industry? For example, there's a lot of tax law and tax cases out there, and cases where, you know, and one day maybe I'll go through some of them and I'll research and we'll talk about them. Cases where the IRS agent disallowed the expense, but then turned around and the taxpayer won because it was ordinary and necessary. Not only how do you prove that it's ordinary and necessary? The first thing you do is you document it. The IRS doesn't just take expenses just because they ran through your bank account. You have to document who you spoke to, what you talked about, what was the agenda. Is it ordinary for you to have meetings of this such? Was it necessary for you to have the meeting? Okay, ordinary, necessary, common, it has to be both. And I'm trying to see if I could show this here. I'm getting them from the IRS. All right, so is it ordinary? The deductible, a business expense must be both ordinary and necessary. And that's the discussion I want to have with you guys. I know that I did this live at the last minute, but if you're catching this on replay, let me know if this is something you're interested in. As a matter of fact, what I want you to do is send me a DM and say, hey, I'm interested in joining, you know, is it tax deductible, so that I can make sure that, you know, I'm picking up everything that's tax deductible. And just because I may be your accountant and you may be watching this, but I don't know what y'all do between the meeting times that I have with you guys. So it's up to you to know, hey, document it all. We can talk about it, and then we can have discussions of, is it ordinary, is it necessary, and is it deductible? So if you're not already a client, you can become a client. All you have to do is fill out our client information form, www.bit.ly/tax plus 2020 if you want to work with us to get the process started. I love you guys, and this is all I have. It is hot out here, so I'm about to end this live. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.